my son is gonna edit this out for me. Thank you, Scooter.
Well, where the hell are they? Where the hell is that? Oh my goodness. Well, where'd it go?
Scooter! Hey guys, back again. Let me just tell y'all, the first part of this video is jacked up. I'm redoing stuff over, so if you see different clothes on, it's 2 or 3 days and we're gonna redo this stuff. All right, here we go. Today we are going to talk about how I set up my boards with the different blocks of the pattern, and then we'll talk about how I set it up for glue basting. All right, so first I'm gonna re-explain. Well, it won't be re-explaining to you, but because my son is gonna edit this out for me. Thank you, Scooter. How you tell what size piece you need. The pattern does not show you what size piece you need, only which color you need and where it goes. So 1 pixel is this little piece right here. It's a 1.5 by 1.5 inch piece of A, fabric A, which is Lighthouse. From this mark to this mark is 2 pixels. So this is a 2.5 by 2.5 inch piece. This part would be 1.5 by 8.5. 2, 4, 6, 8.5. That piece would be 1.5 by 8.5. This piece would be 1.5 by 4.5. All right, y'all get it? If you don't, after your first block, you will absolutely get it. Just trust me. Y'all don't mind my mess in here. But I have all of my fabrics laid out in alphabetical order from A to K and then L through N. These are the boards that I'm going to be using to set up according to the pattern. And then once I get all those done, I can take this whole thing to the sewing machine and sew everything up. I just made these out of Amazon boxes and batting. I cut the boxes, I think it's 12.5, maybe about 12.5, and wrap some batting around and just put some duct tape on the back to hold them. And these have made it through 4 pixel quilts. They're starting to bow because you can iron on these without anything happening bad, and the pieces stick and don't fall off, and you can transport them around without worrying too much. All right, so first thing, our pattern says we need a 2.5 by 1.5 B. So we go to our B bucket. This is a 2.5 by 1.5. We put it in the same position as the pattern has it. We need the same size of A. Put that right by. B, we need a 4.5 by 1.5. Okay, and as you can see, probably on camera you can't even tell the difference. So you need to be paying attention that you put the right color in the right place. Okay, next we need a 1.5 by 6.5 on A. Excuse me if I get in your way. Alright, and we need B, 2.5 by 1.5. Then you need a 6.5 by 8.5 inch A. There's only one of these, so when I'm done with the last one, I just put these over to the side. Okay, and these solids, you don't have a right side, so you're good. All right, then when I get through this, see, it doesn't come off. You can move them around without being worried you're gonna get messed up. And once I finish one board, I put that on the bottom, and I get a pen. Hang on just a second. And I just put a little dot over the top one. That means, for me, you can do whatever works for you. But I put a dot over the top of the square, and that tells me that I've already done that board, so I don't do it again. Next one, we need a B, 8.5 by 1.5. A 1.5 by 1.5. B 6.5 by 1.5. Well, shit. Where'd it go? Well, where the hell are they? Maybe I put them in here. Hang on, y'all. A 2.5 square. Where the hell is that? Oh my goodness. Scooter! Alright guys, we got the first one done. And you probably can't even tell. This probably all looks like one color, but it's not. So anyway, put my little dot up here. Put it on the bottom. And you see I got these two X'd out. I have already pieced these two because I wanted to make sure my 1/4 inch was correct. So we're gonna hop to this one. If you have room to take these pieces out of the containers and lay them out all somewhere, that's the best because it'll help you get these on the boards quicker. All right, E. I need to find some more of these segmented ones. Of course, Dollar Tree don't have everything you need. Okay, got that one done. I don't know how long that took, maybe 2-3 minutes. If in the process you're putting these together and you notice that it's dark on here and the one you picking up, you got in your hand is light, like this one is a dark and a light. If you pick it up and you putting it down, you get it out of the right bucket and it's a light and a dark, you need to go back and double check because these are pretty accurate as far as dark and light go. And you need to make sure that you haven't mixed up a fabric or something before you go too far. I'm usually sitting down doing this and really relaxed when I do it because I don't want to be messing stuff up. All right, that's it for the first row. And we got these two because I did the other two already. We can just put those in the bottom. All right, the way I figure out which way to press my seams, because the pattern doesn't tell you that either, is I decide which way I want this whole row of blocks to go. This is the first row, the top row, and I want all of these seams that are horizontal. I want the top row to go to the right. And I put the right facing arrow here. Oh, so the top row of every block is gonna go the way this arrow is going. All right, so then all of the seams that go this way are going to be pressed upwards on this block. This block, all of these seams will be pointing down. So when I join this block to this block, the seams nest. And on the next page, I will do the opposite of this row. This page is a row. All right, I have this circle because I messed this block up and I want to redo it, but I didn't have the patience right at the time. So I'll do it later. All the ones that are X'd out, I have already pieced, and I'll show those to you later. We are going to do this block, and I will show you how I chain piece, or what you can call this. It's the closest you're gonna get to chain piecing in this quilt, in this type of quilt, because if you try to chain piece traditionally, you're gonna be all messed up. All right, so here we go, y'all. I have glued everything together in the way that I'm gonna sew it, like I mentioned previously. I'm pretty sure I mentioned it previously. So, get my machine ready. I'm gonna pick these up in order. Okay, I have this glued here, 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 as you can see, right? So I'm gonna pick up about 3 of them. I'm not gonna pick up any more. I don't pick up a whole lot at one time. All right, I bring them over to my machine. And I'm gonna chain pieces real quick and come back. All right, I'm gonna pick up, I'm gonna hold the top row like this. And these are just hanging down here. I'm gonna cut off one at a time if I can find my stupid scissors. All right, I'm gonna cut off this one. Leave these other 2 laying here in order like they are. I'm gonna open this up, and I folded them all this way, so I know when I open them up, my arrow tells me I'm gonna press it to the right. All the top rows in this row of blocks is pressed to the right. I pick up the next one, and I look at my pattern every time to make sure I got it right. All right, so this is the next row. This one was pointing to the right, so this one will be pointing to the left, so our seams nest. All right, the last one, this is where it goes. I'm opening it up to the right this time, so this one will nest to this one. So then the next thing I do, see what I got glued? That one's not glued. So I'm gonna pick up this one, and is this one glued? That's not glued. So I'm just gonna do these, well, I'll pick up this one too. All right, keep them in order like this. Take them to your machine. And some of them are glued on both sides. Make sure you keep that straight. Alright, I come back with everything in order. This one is glued on both sides, so I had to turn it around. So that means I got to turn it back this way. Cut it off. Look at my pattern. Make sure I'm doing it right. This one is going to the right, so these are going to go to the left. And you'll see in here somewhere probably where stuff doesn't nest. I just keep it going the same way. All right, and then that's gonna go on there later. Check my pattern. This one goes to the right. This one's gonna go here. This is gonna go over here to the right. All right, next I'm gonna pick up this one, and I'll just wait on the next ones. What you don't want to do is get yourself confused. Make sure you are sewing on the side that you have glued. If you're not sure when you pick it up, just open it up and you'll be able to tell. Coming back, I am looking at my pattern every single time. So this is H and G. Going to the left this time. This one is I and E. Going to the left. Okay, next in line, that's not glued. These two are glued, and this one is glued to my machine. Now, by no means do you have to do this like I do it, but after 4 of these, this is as close as I can get to chain piecing without jacking some stuff up. All right, we're going to the right. And see, I just sewed this. I glued this on this side. I did something I told y'all not to do. And I did it on the wrong side. It's okay because it's only 2 pieces and you can flip them. But if you do that with 1 piece is long and 1 piece is short or whatever, you won't be able to do this. You'll have to take it out and re-sew it. This whole row, everything's going up. Now let me explain something before we keep sewing. The goal is to have the outside seams nest with the next block. The one that's gonna go on the side and the one that's gonna go on the bottom. All these seams inside here, I don't care what you do with them. You can do whatever you want. You can make them go the same, you can nest them, you can do whatever you want. But the goal is to have these going up, if that's the way it's on your pattern, up or down, and these on the outsides, left or right, so that they nest with the next block. It's not the end of the world if they don't nest. Just either flip them or make them go the same way. I do it all the time. And there is no way that you will be able to nest every seam. So just get over it right now. And it doesn't make a difference in the finished quilt. So you're good to go. So now you go on to the next part of gluing. Now you can keep gluing if you want. Sometimes when it's just these 2 pieces, I don't glue. Or I just glue right here. So it'll stick at the seams. There's nothing to match here. We gotta do this one first. And then we're gonna do these 2. We're gonna do these 2. And it doesn't take very much glue. You can put dots or whatever you want. It's easy to tell if your seam allowance is off when you put 2 pieced pieces together with one that's not pieced. If it's too long or too short, it means you probably need to adjust. Because the one that is not pieced, that does not have a seam, that's going to be your correct one because you know you cut that. See, these 2 pieces match up perfectly. And when you're matching seams, ends be damned. Don't worry about these ends. Make sure your seams match. Because you're gonna trim at the end anyway. That's if you have something to trim. We can chain piece again. I'm gonna take this one. This one's not attached to anything. I'm gonna do that one. This is the first one I sewed. All right, on this block, my arrows tell me that I am going to go up with my seams. So I put this, I look at my pattern again. I'm pressing up, all right? And here, this one, seams are going to the left. And this one is also going to the left. I have another thing. I tend to have I have a tendency to I'm sewing straight, and as I get to the end, I veer off this way a little bit. I've done my best to correct that behavior, but it still happens sometimes, and then my pieces are wonky. But make sure you stay at the 1/4 inch all the way to the end if you can. Next, I'm gonna pick up this one. This one, I'm gonna pick up all 4 of these. Like this. Take it straight to my machine. Make sure you're sewing the side that's glued. What the hell was I doing here? Glued wrong. Let's see. Alright. I don't know what I was doing here. I think I messed up. Let's see. F. This is H. Okay. I think I was supposed to do this right here. Yeah. Alright, let's re-glue that. And this goes to this one. Anytime you see something that looks a little funny, go and question it. Doesn't hurt to double check. All right, I have my long list. Excuse me, my long pieces sewn together. I'm gonna look again at my pattern. Let's see what we got here. We are going up. It goes right there. So now, since this one is going up, this is gonna have to go down. And you want to normally press to the piece that doesn't have a seam, but it won't nest if you do that. So that's up to you whether you want it to nest or not. I want mine to nest. I'm gonna push it to the side with the seams. I don't care if it's a little bucky there. Up again. Okay. All right, now this is gonna have to go left or right. So this row up top is going to the left, and that seam is gonna go to the left. So I'm gonna make this one go to the right. And this is going to the right. So I'm gonna have to make this go to the left. Now you can do either one. You can make it go however you want. Alright, I'm gonna hit it a little bit. I need to put some more water in my iron, but up to steam. Press them a little bit. And if you're trying to, these fit together fine, but if you're trying to put seams together and you got some hanging out over here and some hanging out over here, remember what I said, ends be damned. Don't worry about down here. Make this match up here because you're gonna have to put this together. Sometimes I trim a piece so that it will fit together better, but be careful with that because if you have to trim quite a bit, when you go to put that together with another piece, it's gonna be off to that piece, the seam, especially if it has seams. If the piece you're putting it with has seams, they may not match up. So be careful with all that trimming. It doesn't have to be perfect. Your pattern will still come out fine. You do with the iron so it'll hold together. We haven't had to match but one seam in this, well, a couple so far. I'm gonna take this, this, and this. I'm sorry you're not getting to see me sew. I ain't got all the energy for that. I just got off of work today trying to get this video out. Let's see what we got here. This one goes this way. My seams are going up. Check your pattern every single time you put something on here. I'm just trying to, I don't want to scare anybody. I just want you to not have all the heartaches that I have had to go through making these patterns. So now I'm lost. What did I do? That's right. We're gonna go left. The more you look at your pattern, the less you'll have to rip out. You're gonna hear me say trust me a lot. Please do. I've done a bunch of these and I still have to rip out, so don't get discouraged. When I start cussing too many times and start making, if I make more than 3 mistakes in a row, I'm gonna stop for a while and come back to it. This is supposed to be fun, not stressful. Match your seams first, and don't worry about the ends. Just so happen that mine match up. Thank you, Lord. All right, now I'm gonna take them all. Sounds like I need to clean my machine. Oh, I'm sewing with no thread. This is about to piss me off. All right, yeah, we almost there. Hang in there with me. Up. And we go into the right. Evidently we're doing right and left here. All right. And this one. It's gonna go to the right also. Now if I get a lot of seams that I have to match here, I'll pin, but this is just 1, 2, 3, so you'd be good. You can kind of see if you're gonna have to struggle or not when you put it up next to them. If they're lining up good, you're good. And match up your seams. You can feel when they're nesting and when they aren't. This damn thread. All right, last seam. See, we got 1, 2 seams to match up. Match those up first. Worry about the rest of it later. This is off a little. I'm gonna pin this because it's a little bit off. Right now, be up there. I'm gonna try to keep this cleaned up with threads as you go. All right, now we'll see how it came out. Push this up here. Hopefully you can see. All right, see, this is too big. What I want to do on the sides is fine, but up and down I got a little more than what I want to cut off, so I'm gonna take in some of these seams here, look and see if the ones that I have are narrow. Whichever ones look narrow, I'm gonna take in a little bit and try it again. And if this is something that you have to do, it's better to take in a couple of seams a little bit than like one seam too much, because it'll give you problems when you attach this block to another block. Let's see this time. Oh yeah, that's better. All right, I'm willing to cut off that much. I'm using a scant 1/4 inch. And although my pieces, when I'm putting them together, are fine, when I'm adding the rows, sewing the rows together, it's too scant. So I'm gonna adjust that in the next block and see what happens. Please do not take too much off of any one side. All right, we're good to go. I'm gonna put it over here. These are the first 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7 blocks, and there's 9 in a row. So this is the one that I'm gonna redo. It's jacked up and crooked, and I'll put it in here so you guys can see it. But when I come back next time, I will have that corrected. I wanted to ask you guys a question. This is gonna take me about a month to do, maybe a little bit longer. How much of this do you want to see? Because I know I'm not gonna turn on this camera every single time I sit down to sew. I'm just not that good, and then my son's not able to help me all the time. So please leave in the comments how much you want to see of this process. We've gone through all the steps already except putting the rows together. So I don't know how much you want to see. So let me know, or else I'll see you in about a month. All right, y'all. See you and good luck.